So in today's training, we're going to continue with the 31 different ways to get your single newsletter out in front of as many people through different media channels as possible. And today we're going to focus on the digital version of your newsletter, and specifically we'll be talking about the PDF. You definitely want to take your final newsletter and turn it into a PDF format. It stands for portable document format. And that P for portable is really the key idea. You really don't want to send it out in Microsoft Word or some other word processing program. You want to convert it into a PDF. So let's talk about all the things you can do with your PDF once you have it created. Okay, picking up where we left off, we're at number 16, and perhaps the most obvious one is to send it by email to your patient subscriber list. So PDFs attach very easily to emails. You usually want to try to keep the document size under 1 megabyte to make sure it doesn't get filtered out as spam from different email systems. And then the key thing that people do wrong is that they don't provide an enticing reason to open the document. So in the cover email, you might want to say, ask a leading question, ask a true-false question which is answered in the newsletter, or ask a fill-in-the-blank question which is answered in the newsletter. And so provide something in the cover email that actually encourages people to open the document and see what's inside. The other thing that people generally do wrong is put a really bland title on their newsletters. So it'll say, September 2013 newsletter. Well, that's not very enticing. I don't care what the date or the year is. Put something interesting in the headline that's going to cause them to open it. And generally headlines like, 10 things you didn't know about are going to be much more useful than, or I should say get higher click-through rates than headlines that are trying to tell them things they already know. So don't phrase everything in the negative, but when you phrase it as, 5 things you didn't know about extending the life of your hearing aid, using that things you didn't know is really going to encourage people to open the document. So definitely send it by email to your entire subscriber list. Okay, idea number 17 is to also share subscriber lists with other local businesses. And usually this is called a solo email. And so you might exchange subscriber lists or give permission to another local business to send an email to your subscriber list if they'll send one of your emails to their subscriber list. So you're not actually exchanging databases of emails. You'd basically just be sending that other business owner, here's my PDF, here's my email body text, and would you please send this out to your subscribers, and then you can offer to do the same. So you're not actually giving away your subscribers, you're just offering to do that one solo message to another business's list. If you're going to do this, definitely make sure that it's easy for anybody who receives it to join your newsletter list. So if they want to keep receiving it, that it's easy for them to do that. Okay, so idea number 18 is to take that finished newsletter and use it to get in front of writers and editors at your local newspaper. Almost every newspaper has a health section in it, if not daily, then at least on a weekly basis. And a lot of the articles in there are syndicated nationally. They're not actually written locally. So if an editor is able to find a local expert writer who can commit to contributing a column on a regular basis, it solves so many problems for them, because now they know they have a commitment that you're going to fill, a 300-word column, the first week of every month, and it can be great exposure. So you can take the article straight out of the newsletter, maybe a little bit of tweaking. You can certainly work with the writer on the style for that local newspaper. But in any one of these issues, this one, for example, has 6 articles in it. And so when you send this to the newspaper writers, you can say, these are the 6 articles we have in this month's newsletter. Which one of these do you think would make a good column? We're happy to tweak and refine it a little bit to work with your newspaper. And it's going to be a great way for you to get out in the local community as a health writing expert. Okay, idea number 19 is similar, but it deals with TV. So again, we're talking about getting your content, your brand out through multiple media channels, and TV is a great one. Now, there are not as many health segments on the local TV news as there are in the local newspaper. But almost every local TV station runs an occasional, did you know health spot. And it might only be 10 to 15 seconds, but that's really all you need to share some of the highlights. So for example, I'm shooting this video in August, and there's a lot of back to school stuff going on in the TV news. And so back to school hearing tests and talking about how hearing is critical to children doing well in school would be a great topic to get in front of a TV producer at this point in time, because they're running all of these back to school segments anyway. And so if you can get that person's email address, you send them your newsletter every month, say, these are the 6 stories we have in this month's newsletter. Out of these, I think, this one would probably make an excellent TV segment. Your anchor crew is welcome to interview me, is welcome to come to the practice to do some video, and I can help you produce this news segment.